The air is thick with dust, heavy with the blare of conch shells and the imminent clash of thousands of soldiers. Two massive armies face each other, locked in a frozen moment right before absolute destruction begins. Positioned right in the space between these two forces is a single chariot. In it sits Arjuna, the era's supreme warrior, and his charioteer, Krishna. But the great warrior is breaking down. His limbs tremble. His legendary bow, the Gandiva, slips from his hands. He slumps down in the chariot and flatly refuses to engage. He isn't paralyzed by a fear of dying. Arjuna is looking across the battlefield at his own family. He sees grandfathers, uncles, and his childhood teachers. Victory here demands the wholesale slaughter of his own bloodline. As a warrior, his highest social expectation is to fight. But looking at the opposing ranks, his internal moral compass violently rejects the horrific cost of that duty. The weight crushing him is his own sense of ego. Arjuna believes he is the sole architect of the future, carrying the absolute responsibility for the impending bloodshed and the ruin of his society. When inner moral convictions collide with external societal duties, human agency breaks down entirely. We are trapped in an impossible philosophical paradox, unable to take a single step in any direction. Faced with this total collapse, Krishna does something entirely unexpected. He smiles. He views Arjuna's grief as absurdly narrow, constrained entirely by a limited human perspective. To cure this paralysis, Krishna has to shatter that viewpoint. He grants Arjuna a divine eye, a sudden, expanded capacity to perceive reality as it actually is, without human limitations. What Arjuna witnesses is the universal form, a terrifying, infinite expanse of cosmic mechanics. Millions of celestial bodies, energy waves, and timelines operating simultaneously in a blinding flash of light. It is completely overwhelming. Arjuna is thoroughly disoriented, struck by terror and the sudden, undeniable awareness of his own insignificance against this vast machinery. Within this vision, Krishna reveals a staggering reality about the battlefield. The enemy warriors are already dead. Their fates have been sealed by the unstoppable, predetermined flow of time itself. Zoomed out to the scale of the cosmos, the human ego dissolves. The universe executes its vast, intricate design, regardless of our personal anxieties, attachments, or desires. This creates a jarring intellectual problem. If the outcome of the war is already arranged by a higher power, why should a human being bother picking up a weapon at all? The text resolves this through a core conceptual mechanism, karma yoga, the discipline of pure action. The mechanics are precise. You must execute your actions while severing psychological attachment to the results. You do the work, but drop the demand to control outcomes. Krishna instructs Arjuna to fight purely as an instrument, nimitta matram, a willing conduit for a higher design. Compare this to how Arjuna felt moments before. His entire breakdown was fueled by an obsession with dictating the future and carrying the weight of the universe on his own shoulders. By relinquishing the burden of the outcome to the universe, the action itself is purified. We act because the moment demands it, solving the paradox of how to move forward in an unyielding world. The blinding cosmic vision recedes, and the perspective slams back down to the dust, the noise, and the physical reality of the Kurukshetra battlefield. Everything looks exactly as it did. The armies are still waiting, and Arjuna's bow is still lying in the dirt. The war has not yet begun. After revealing the absolute truth of the universe, Krishna does something remarkable. He steps back. He does not command Arjuna to pick up the weapon. Krishna lays out the knowledge and demands that Arjuna reflect on it and decide for himself. The divine order is laid bare, but human participation within it remains a matter of consent. The crushing anxiety finally lifts. Arjuna is no longer paralyzed by grief or the illusion of his own supreme control. He achieves a clear, grounded equanimity. He reaches down and takes hold of his bow. But he isn't motivated by the pressure of his peers, the desire for a kingdom, or the terror of consequence.
He chooses to engage in the battle consciously, acting as a willing instrument of Dharma to uphold the intrinsic balance of the world. True freedom is not found by escaping our heaviest responsibilities or by desperately trying to control the future. It is found in the willing, courageous alignment of our individual choices with the vast, unyielding rhythm of the cosmos.